guys, it's Leah and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video for you guys that I've wanted to film for ages because I think it'll be helpful for so many of you guys. Basically today I'm going to be doing a makeup starter tutorial and I'm basically going to be teaching you everything you need to know about basics of makeup. So if you're wanting to start out using makeup and you've literally got no idea or you just want to learn a little bit more, I'm obviously not a teacher or like a makeup artist in any way, but I've been doing makeup for like 3 years now, nearly 4, so I thought I would do this video and I'm going to try and make it as detailed as possible. So I'm going to be telling you what the products are, what they're used for, how to use them, and what kind of brushes or sponges you should use. So I really hope this video is helpful for you guys. I'm so sorry if it's going to be really long. Also, make sure to follow my social medias that are all linked down below. We've got Instagram, Snapchat, Depop, 21 Buttons, all that lot, and yeah, I'm pretty much going to get started and I hope you guys enjoy this makeup masterclass video. I don't know, let's just get started. Okay, so we are now all zoomed in. Don't mind my skin, don't mind my hair, it's a mess, but hopefully by the end of this it will be sorted out. So the first step in makeup is called primer, and there is a massive variety of different primers, so you can get more smooth primers, more moisturising primers. There's ones that make your skin glowy, there's ones that make your skin matte, that fill in your pores. There's all different types and that will all depend on your skin type. So here are a couple of examples. We've got some from Maybelline, Benefit Collection, they're all very different, but today I'm going to be using the Collection Primed and Ready Reviving and Anti-Fatigue Illuminating Primer in Warm Apricot, which is, like I said, a more moisturising glowy primer. And basically what primers are going to do is just prep your skin for the makeup. It's going to give a nice smooth base, it's going to give your makeup something to stick onto, and the easiest way to apply this is just with your fingers. So I'm just going to keep rubbing this into my skin. So now that my face is all primed, my skin feels really soft and slightly glowy, and it's now time to move on to foundation or a BB cream. That is completely up to you once again. So this is a foundation, this is the L'Oreal True Match, and this is a BB cream, so this is Maybelline Dream Fresh BB cream, and the difference basically is this one will have more coverage, a foundation will, and a BB cream will have less, and it will be a lot more kind of like a skincare product than the foundation, and that is again completely up to your preference, whether you feel like you need or want more coverage or not. Today I'm going to be using the foundation, and this one is actually a little bit too dark for me, so please bear with. And apply it with your finger all over your face. Like I said, this is really dark, so please don't mind that. This will essentially cover up everything you need it to, and you can get different finishes. So some foundations will be matte, some will be glowy, some will have more coverage than others. It's again just up to preference, and there are 2 different ways you can blend this into your skin. You can either use a makeup sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I've wet it and squeezed it out so it's nice and bouncy and big. Or you can use a brush, and I would recommend using a dense fluffy brush for your foundation. This one is by Nancy, it's their angled airbrush, so I'm going to be doing one side with the sponge and one side with the brush so you can see which one you prefer. So this side I'm going to be doing with the sponge, and I'm basically just going to bounce it around the foundation and make sure it's all blending out evenly throughout my entire face. And you're just bouncing, do not drag the sponge at all, and make sure you bring it down your neck and your ears, especially if it's a bit too dark for you like mine is. And now I'm going to move on to using the brush on the other side, and the way I like to use this is the same kind of motion of like stippling it in and just patting my face with it, because you don't want to rub it around and make it all streaky. You just want to pat this in till it's all blended. So there we have it, that is foundation applied. As you can see, my skin is just looking a lot more dewy and even, and my spots are covered up a little bit more. And next we're going to move on to concealer. Most of the time I don't apply foundation and I just apply concealer, and that is completely fine. And the one that I really like using at the moment is the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer, which you can buy from Beauty Bay, or some individual stores sell it. It just depends on your area. This has got a little brush applicator, however some have little like sort of lip gloss applicators, or they can be like a solid concealer in a pot, but they all kind of do the same thing. And this I'm just going to apply underneath my eyes in a motion that covers the entire area and goes all the way down the side of my nose. So don't literally just do a strip, because that's not really going to do anything. Once again, you can use a sponge or a brush, but I definitely prefer a sponge for concealer blending, and we're going to be using the same technique and just just dabbing it in. And when using a concealer under your eyes, I definitely recommend using a concealer that is a little bit lighter than your foundation, or it's just a little bit lighter than your natural skin colour, because it's going to really brighten up your under eyes and make you look a lot more awake, and it just does a better job of concealing under your eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other side, and I'm also bringing this onto my eyelids because I'm going to be using it as an eye primer for my little simple eyeshadow look that I'm going to be doing. However, you can actually use a eye primer which you'll just apply in the same way. Now that my under eyes are concealed, I'm going to go ahead and just apply some of this to my head where most of my spots are. And I'm just going to blend this in again with the sponge. So now that is my base complete, all the coverage is done, and obviously you don't have to go as heavy as this, you can go heavier, it's completely up to you once again. The next step is powdering, and this can be more important to people with oilier skin because they want to keep that under control, keep it matte, not too shiny. But if you prefer dewy skin, then you don't have to do this step, but it just helps to keep your makeup in place instead of smudging around everywhere, because obviously it is a liquid product. I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte powder today, which is a really good affordable option. And the kind of brush you want to be using is a big fluffy one. I really like this one actually from Bare Minerals. It's the Flawless Face Brush, just because it's not quite as dense, it applies it a little bit more lightly. Or you can use one like this. This is from Wilko's. It's a big fluffy all over the face brush. Powder is probably the most simple step. You just have to get a little bit on your brush and put it on your face, I suppose, just to set your makeup. So there we have it, that is the main base done. I am next going to move on to bronzing up the skin a little bit, or contouring, because my face looks very flat now. I need to add a little bit of colour to my skin. So for the contour today, I'm going to be using the Barry M Chisel Cheeks contour kit, which looks like this, and I'm going to be using the centre shade just to chisel out my cheeks a little bit. And this is the kind of brush you're going to want to be using, a small kind of fluffy brush. My biggest tip is to not go too heavy with this. Start off really lightly, and you just want to be blending this under your cheekbone, which is basically from the top of your ear down to the corner of your mouth. Make sure it's nice and soft. And I'm just using this on the top of my head just to act as a bronzer to make it look like my skin is a little bit more tanned where the sun would naturally hit. That is contour done. It's actually really simple and easy. Just make sure you don't apply it too harsh, and just ensure that you blend it out a lot. But yeah, that's what I've done with the Barry M contour kit. Blusher is up next, and I feel like blush is kind of up to preference. Some people like it, some people don't. But today I'm going to be using the Tarte Blush in Genius. This is a high-end blush, so it is a little bit more expensive. But if you want a cheaper alternative, the Essence Silky Touch blush is great. It is shimmery though, and the reason I'm using this one is because I wanted a more matte blush. So there is a variety of different blushes. The type of brush you can use for blush definitely varies. So you can have a smaller one or a wider one. It's up to personal preference of what you can find. I'm going to be using the smaller one just because I find it's a little bit more precise on my cheeks. And again, the key is going in with a light hand, and I'm just going to be blending this above the contour on my cheeks here. It's meant to just be a nice little natural flush cheek moment, just to make you not look too flat again, and it makes your makeup look more natural. And then the last base product for the skin is highlighter. This is definitely one of the best ones ever anyway. This is from the drugstore. It's the Makeup Revolution Ultra Sculpt and Contour Kit, and the highlight from here is amazing. For highlighter, these kind of brushes are really great. There are fan brushes or small little fluffy brushes. This one is by Morphe. It's the M501, and it's definitely my favourite. Highlight you can go all out with and just apply to the top of your cheekbones. You can do this really light and natural, or you can go super blinding. Can you see how much it just makes your skin glow? It looks so pretty. I really like to apply this just to the tip of my nose and the bridge a little bit, again just to make it look more glowy and cute. Oh my god, I live for a good nose highlight. And on the Cupid's bow. I don't really know why, but I guess it just lifts it up a little bit and makes it look a bit more prominent. That that is my base makeup completely complete, if that if that makes any sense. I just think it looks so pretty and natural, and I've not gone too overboard. However, it is definitely more makeup than I'd normally apply. I just wanted to show you all of the steps in case you're interested. Next, we're going to move on to eyes. So I'm going to be taking the Cargo Cosmetics Land Down Under eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be doing a really simple eyeshadow look so that you can get to grips with the basics and the kind of brushes you want to be using. This is what the colours look like. I'm going to start off by using a fluffy brush. This is by Morphe. It's the MB23 brush. And I'm going to be dipping into a transition shade, and I'm going to be using this light colour here called Joey. And just blending this really lightly all over my eyelids and upwards. This is going to give us a really light base to blend into, and it's just going to start off the makeup look. And then I'm going to move into a slightly darker brown colour. This one is called Koala, and I'm going to be using it on the same brush. And this I'm going to work more specifically on the outer corner and through into the crease, which is the socket of your eye. And I'm just going to do this really lightly in kind of circular motions, blending it out and not going up too high with this. The main key to eyeshadow is blending. Make sure you definitely have a brush similar to this that's fluffy when you start off doing eyeshadow, because otherwise it would just be harsh and it won't look as pretty. So I'm just going to keep blending this in, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Now that that's my crease done really lightly, I'm going to go in with an even darker colour on a slightly smaller brush. This is the brush I'm going to be using. It's the Nancy blending brush, and I'm going to go into an even darker colour, which is still matte. You definitely want to be using matte colours in the crease as well, so it's not too just shiny and in your face. And I'm going to be focusing this on the outer section of the eye so it deepens up the look, and I'm also going to be bringing that through the crease just a little bit. And again, go lightly and just build up the colour. And then going back into my big brush and blending that out into the lighter transition colour we used earlier. So there is my crease colour done, and then I'm going to go into a nice light pretty shimmery colour to put on the lids just to open up my eyes again and to make them look nice and bright and pretty. I'm going to be going into the colour Beach, which is a pretty light, slightly golden shimmery colour, and I'm going to be using a small flat brush so that I can really pack this onto the area of my lid that I want it to go onto. When applying shimmery shades, spraying your brush with some sort of liquid, so it can be a makeup setting spray, a primer spray, water, it would just make the eyeshadow a lot more pigmented. However, I'm going to show you what it looks like without doing that first. Just pat it onto your eyelid, and like I said, I'm going to be focusing this on the inner part of my eyelid because outer corner is more dark. Something like this is super natural and shimmery, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I prefer it to stand out a lot more, so I'm going to be spraying my brush. And I'm just going to be using this Sephora Beauty Amplifier spray, but you can get some really cheap ones from the drugstore. I'm then going back into that colour and patting it onto the lids once again, and it's just going to be a lot more bold because it kind of turns it into a cream eyeshadow. And you see the difference of when I did spray it and when I didn't spray it. It's just a lot more bold and bright, and it just makes it perform so much better. Now that the shimmery shade has been applied, I'm going to dip my brush back into Koala, which was the medium brown shade, and blend it into my crease. I'm going to finish off the eye look by blending a little bit of Koala and the rocks under my lower lash line, which is underneath my eyes. And this is just going to even out from the top of my eye to the bottom of my eye and make it look a little bit more smoky. This is an optional step, but I definitely think it finishes off the look. Finally, I'm going to go into a light shimmery shade, which you can use your highlighter, and apply this to my inner corner to brighten up my eyes even further. So that is what the finished eyeshadow looks like. It's really simple and easy, but it just looks so pretty. I'm now going to curl my eyelashes, which is definitely a vital step for me. It makes such a big difference without applying any product, and you can get these from anywhere. These are so cheap. And to completely finish off the eyes, we're going to move on to mascara. There are hundreds and hundreds of mascaras on the market, and again, it all depends on personal preference. There are ones that lengthen your lashes, that thicken your lashes, that curl your lashes. They all do different things, whether you want them clumpier, more natural. It's all up to you, but my favourite is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And I definitely recommend applying this to your bottom lashes first, because usually when you do your top lashes, you look down, meaning that your bottom lashes print the mascara on your under eye, so I definitely prefer doing those to start with, and you probably will pull some ugly faces like I will. You just want to wiggle your brush like this very lightly on your lashes just to coat them. And then going into the top lashes, you're going to wiggle at the base and work your way up to the top of the lashes. Mascara makes the hugest difference on me, as you can tell, and I definitely recommend using this straight from the start of using makeup, because it makes a huge difference, but it's really subtle and it doesn't affect your skin in any way. Okay, so before moving on to lips, I'm gonna do brows, and I'm not really one to fill in my brows, so I'm probably not gonna be the best for advice on that. So if you do want a brow tutorial, definitely go and check one of those out. But I think something very, very simple for starting off, and if you just like a natural brow, is a brow mascara. And this one is the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara, and this has little fibres in it, so they kind of act like hairs if you've got thin eyebrows. And you just brush this through and it will make your brows have a little bit more colour, a little bit more thickness and structure. Those are the finished brows, and if you're not interested in filling your brows in or adding any product to your brows, you can simply just brush them through with a little spoolie like this so that they have a bit more shape. The final product I'm going to be showing you today is lipstick, and there are a ton of different lip products you can use. There's lip balms, tinted lip balms, lip glosses, liquid lipsticks, or like lipstick tubes, and today I'm just going to be applying a simple classic lipstick tube, and this is by Topshop and it's in the colour Mink, and it's just a really pretty nudie pinky brown colour. I recommend starting off with the bottom lip and just applying it. Rub your lips together and then add this shape back in. Following the natural shape of your lips is going to be a lot more beneficial for you at the start. It's going to make it easier, it's going to look more natural, and using more natural nude colours is also going to show less wobbly mistakes. So this is the finished makeup look. I really hope that this video was helpful for some of you guys and you got to learn a little bit more about makeup. If it was helpful to you or you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more videos, follow my social media, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye!